This week on Chicago Beer Pass, Nick and I are getting totally jawsome as we talk about our brewpub adventures over the past week. And sorry, there was a little bit of audio issues on this episode. Hopefully it's not too bad, but we'll correct that for the next one. Let's do it. Let's get into this week's episode. Ew, these last 3 weeks of the week. What'd you make it to?
Yeah, because, you know, get a cork popped out, boop, it just flies like fucking 10 feet. We're like, yeah, let's do it. The legend, Mr. Pete Crowley. I love Pete Crowley, man.
How's that beer? It's what you think it is.
It'll be like the stuff you hear. You ever go to, every time you go to Floyd's, all the music sounds like this. Raw, raw, raw.
Hey, and welcome to Chicago Beer Pass. I'm Brad Chmielewski.
Brad, what's up, man? I'm Nik White.
And we're getting totally jawsome.
You know, when you told me this was a Two Brothers beer, I didn't believe you because it's the blank can with the label on it, like, you know.
Right, like two brothers that met on hard times. They can't afford printed cans these days, you know.
16-ounce joints. I don't remember seeing them in 16-ounce cans.
No.
Hey, so this is straight out of Warrenville, Illinois, man. It's a hazy IPA, Brad.
Right, and if you're watching the video, it's not too hazy, right? Looks. I drank this at the pub when I was there on Sunday, and Maeve, she said, "Oh, I thought it was a Pilsner." Like, it doesn't even look like an IPA. It's so clear.
Yeah, I can almost see Brad through the glass if I hold it up to my eye.
Right.
My good eye.
When you think of haze, you think of beers that are hazy, not so much the flavor profile, right?
Right. So, it's part. Some people will tell you it's water chemistry. You got to dial that bitterness down, get that sweetness higher, right? And then, of course, it's got to be cloudy.
Right. Otherwise, it's just a juicy IPA, right?
That's what this is.
This is a juicy IPA.
Yeah, we're talking Citra, Mosaic, Chinook. It's a bloodline beer. I see what they did there because there's a party shark with shades on the fuck. Dude, Two Brothers made this?
Yeah, right?
Oh, man, this is wild, man.
You don't, not to say, like, this is a thing, but you don't see Chinook hops in a haze beer. You always see that New Zealand hop. You see Mosaic and Citrus sometimes, but not really that Mosaic for sure. But you see that New Zealand hop all the time. Chinook, that's like old school IPA hop.
The C's, man. The C's were a staple in IPAs.
Centennial, Chinook, Cascade.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was always like classic American IPA hop.
Right.
So this is different for them. Yeah.
Right. It's a great beer.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about the beer. Like, the beer is delicious. It's just like coming from Dos Bros. It's a whole different style than what we're used to.
They had, when I was there, they had 2 or 3 hazy beers on. I'm air quoting here. This one, I think it was For the Love of Hops or For the Love Hop, something like that.
I think I saw that.
They
Big bright can.
Picture of that. That was another one. That's one of those like shrink wrap cans that they do, but 12-ounce cans. That was not necessarily hazy, but it had that juicy taste, that like pineapple kind of taste. But yeah, I think they're trying to figure it out, and they're trying to like play the game, right? This is 12-ounce.
Well, they got the look down.
They got the look.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do they have? They don't have the look. The beer doesn't look it.
That's true.
The outside looks it.
The can. They got the can down. Yeah.
But it's damn good. Like
it's good.
That was the main reason I even picked it up. Not like for us to like rip it apart here. It was like, this was a good beer, and to see this from Two Brothers, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Totally Jawsome, 7.3. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tasty. So if you can get there, I don't know if this would make it into the stores or anything. So it's kind of,
they're doing that now because, like, I remember the liqueurs. I really like the coffee liqueur, and I think they were saying like, yo, you should probably buy this here. Yeah. Because it doesn't make it to production or distro. I mean.
So cool. So yeah, we've got 4-pack. We're gonna knock these back as we talk about our past week, which I have already dived into, talking about my trip to Two Brothers. That was my only trip, and I was out there doing taxes in Warrenville. So it's got to be my stop.
West Burbs. Right on. So that's the original one, right?
Right. Correct.
And then it's going to be What are they doing with the Roundhouse? I know we talked about this. Is the Roundhouse is probably still open?
Still going.
But at some point, everything's moving to this big campus in Aurora.
Well, the Roundhouse doesn't really do anything. The Roundhouse is just
they don't make anything at the Roundhouse?
They do, and I think they roast the coffee there.
Oh, yeah.
But the one in Warrenville is like their production brewery.
Oh. No, we got it.
Perfect. Perfect pour. So it was busy. I think people in Warrenville are going to be sad if that actually does like shut down for the big spot in Naperville.
Yeah.
And we should mention that the last week we were drinking that sketchbook beer, and we were like, "Where's the date codes?"
Right.
We were told they are on the 4-pack tops.
Oh.
So there we go on the 4-pack top. Where Two Brothers one's on the can, which I don't know. I kind of like the can because you may end up with one beer, right?
And a 4-pack, that's totally
I'm
possible.
I don't know. You're not always gonna keep your toppers, but good to know, Sketchbook. Good to know. All right, but so that was my my week, my correction for the week too.
So you went to Dos Bros. Did you get any sours? I know their sour game is strong.
No.
No.
Just the haze.
Just
man.
the haze. I was here for the haze, man.
Yeah.
Right on.
But then you were on like a brewpub rampage.
Man, I was on a little bit of a bender, man. We usually record another show, just like a tasting show after. But I'm like, man, I gotta get downtown so I can get to this Bona Beef dinner, right, in West Loop. And we're thinking, well, how many different items can you have at a Bona Beef dinner? And we were alarmed because like the first beer was Sophie, and then course 5 is also Sophie.
Right.
And we're like, who does that? Like why would you have the same beer twice? It was very weird. So then I go down there and it's fucking canceled.
Damn.
I mean, yeah, I got 2 emails about this Bona Beef beer dinner, and I get there, there's 2 people in the joint, and it's canceled. So I'm like,
so did you have your own? You just brought some Sophie and threw
I'm
down?
like, you know what? Let me pull this beer out of my bag and just take it. No, I got a beef, and then I'm like, well, I'm in West Loop, so fuck it. So I ended up at Haymarket and Cruz Blanca.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
How were those spots?
Haymarket was nice. I hadn't been there in a while. There's a barrel-aged porter stout blend on. That's really good. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the legendary Matthias was on. Okay. Got a hold of some of that, and then I got a hold of Alistair.
Oh, that's
IPA.
always good, yeah.
Yeah, so it was cool just sitting at the bar at Haymarket and just going through some stuff, stouts, barrel-aged stouts and IPAs at Haymarket.
Right, and then you were looking for something a little different, or you wanted more food? What made you go down to Cruz Blanca?
Oh, because, because I hadn't been in a while. But then we're like, well, I never really eat there, so let's go check it out. So what did we get? We got a wheat ale called Floridita.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
And then there was, oh man, I gotta pull this up. They were 2 like really like bright, like almost grapefruit colored beers.
Oh, cool.
Right?
Okay.
It was, that's an interesting joint. And the tacos are like $5 a piece. Mm-hmm. I mean, but dare I say, it's worth $5.50 taco. I don't know what it should. It's worth it. It's worth it. Like, I don't know if the taco should be $5.50 for the one taco, but
I'm not mad that I spent it.
I'm a happy camper off this $6 taco, man. Yeah, I was surprised by that, man. So that was cool. Yeah, man. There was the Floridita was a sparkling rosé ale, but it was a wheat ale base.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there was that's the only one I remember. So sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you guys walk down from Haymarket? Because it's a longer walk than you think it is.
Yeah.
Between the two, right?
But hey, there's so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
On that strip, so it was no big deal. Saw Jana. Shout out to Jana Mustaine, the beer goddess over at Haymarket. Oh, she mentioned that they're looking at doing some sour stuff up in
Bridgman?
Up in Bridgman, yeah. I mean, because they're looking at the sour scene. We talked about Rev sour a little bit.
Yeah.
We're like, that would be cool. That'd be cool to get some sour stuff from
Yeah, that'd probably be good for they're kind of in like a little wine country area. Isn't there like a wine road or wine?
Well, they're up in
path?
whether they are up in a, I know, like, I think the rumor is, like, a lot of them vacation up there anyway, and that's how they ended up finding this spot in, like, Southwest Michigan. And there's some other breweries up there, but Michigan is, like, beer and wine country.
Right. So I would bet the crowd might be appealed. They might be able to pull in some of those wine people that wouldn't have stopped there, but, oh, we got sours.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. That's a good idea from them.
For sure.
So that was cool, man.
Nice. So that was your back-to-back stop after the beef fail.
Oh, shit. Right.
But that wasn't even your first. Well, you didn't make it to it, or it didn't happen. You had been to another beef event back in the day. You went to that one at Revolution.
And that was a Bona. That was a Bona connection. They were like, "Hey, man, what was it? It was like the inaugural Italian Beef Fest."
Right.
So there's
with 3 people.
With 3. There's had a lot of people, and they had a beef eating contest, and they said Rev, but, so there's people that Rev. But then, there's 3 main like beef purveyors. There's Mr. Beef, right? And
the
then,
king.
Yeah,
the best.
And then there's Bona, and then there's Al's.
And then you could throw Portillo's.
Portillo's technically makes beefs, yeah, but they weren't there. But yeah, a lot of people like Portillo's beefs. I like the fries at Portillo's.
Yeah.
Crinkle fry with the dip it in the cheese. The beef, it's fine, but it's not Bona and Mr. Beef are superior beef to Portillo's. That's end of story.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, why do we talk? How do we talk?
I don't know. It sounds good now.
Yeah, man. So where else did I go, man? Oh, so I ended up in Beverly.
Okay.
Yeah, because we got this building in South Shore. Had to cut a tree. Right.
Okay.
So I'm like, dude, where do we go? I'm like, I go to Hyde Park and go to Jolly Pumpkin, or
who?
Or if I'm in South Shore, I'm like, man, I'm already south, man. Why don't we go see what's going on at Open Outcry?
Right.
So we make it to Open Outcry. I haven't been to this joint since it opened, maybe like a few years ago.
Okay.
And it's home of the
legend, Mr.
The legend, Mr. Will Turner. It's also home of the they took
the domes.
The domes. They got these domes on the rooftop that you can rent out.
Okay.
Which is kind of cool. It's like, $150 or whatever. And they're heated and they hold like 8 to 10 people. So, I go up there and people are just like chilling in their own little private space. I'm like, man, this is amazing. And apparently it's modeled after something they saw like on the river, down on Chicago River. They do these apparently.
I didn't know you had to pay for them too. You can't just reserve them.
It's like a private party thing. I think it's like for a couple hours, but there's room up there for like, you could put like 7 or more of these.
Oh,
up
damn.
there.
Well, I'm sure there's a limit on like how many do they really sell out every day.
Versus just like people coming to buy beer and wanting to hang out on the roof.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Because a lot of people don't have a rooftop.
Right.
Yeah. But what was cool about Open Outcry was they got this wall and they got this food truck, and the food truck's like cemented into the wall, and they're like, yeah, we took the jaws of life and took an actual truck and sliced it in half, and then there's basically pizzas and sandwiches, but it's got a food truck like
smushed into the wall.
It looks neat, man. It looks neat. And then what's strange though is that you have to if your tab is open at the bar, you got to use another method of payment for the food truck.
Figure that system out.
Yeah, because it's not like it doesn't say, hey, it's Brad and Nick's food truck inside of Open Outcry. It all just says Open Outcry. So, we're like, all right, whatever. We got to eat.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of guest drafts at Open Outcry. I got started with the Dark Pool. That was one of their beers. It was a coffee stout, barrel-aged coffee stout.
Nice.
With Metro Coffee called Dark Pool. Twisted Hippo was on tap there. So was Evil Horse. So was Imperial Oak.
Oh, cool.
Imperial Pain from Imperial Oak. It's 12% triple IPA. Yeah, it was get the party started. Velvet Elvis was a thing from
Twisted Hippo.
Twisted Hippo.
That sounds like that beer.
Peanut butter, banana, and bacon ale.
Right. Yeah.
Oddly, it kind of works. It's a little too, it's too much of the bacon part for me, but it works.
Yeah.
It works as a beer.
Kind of have that smokiness to it.
It's a nice smokiness to it. Yeah. And then it's not like Prop from a few years ago where it's like, there's like oil from coconut separating from the beer. Like there was none of that in this, it looked good.
Well, you could get it with just the smoked malts rather than like the
actual bacon.
Yeah, you're not gonna put bacon fat.
I'm like,
in there.
What do you mean? What do you mean this is bacon? You just have the images of like,
right,
liquid
throwing bacon into the like whirlpool and stuff.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm hanging out, enjoying some of these beers, man. And then Will Turner walks up.
Nice.
And I'm like, what's up? He's like, yeah, I'm on my way to Night 11 Ales. He's like, and I told him about they had a cookie tribute beer. It was a pastry stout, and it was called. Give me a second. County Fair Ranger. It was a toasted coconut cookie stout.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So I had that, and I had the coffee.
Was the cookie beer his or?
They were both his.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he was like, "What do you have?" I'm like, well, these are the two we had, and then we had a couple cash drafts. He's like, "Well, why don't you try these?" So I ended up trying like 3 more Will Turner beers.
Oh, nice.
Right.
Okay.
So classics, man, like the Scotch Ale and then the Dry Irish Stout on nitro.
Yeah. That seems right up his alley.
Yeah. Right. Really, really nice stuff. And then we're talking, and this Scotch Ale is like 9%, man, but it's like really dangerous because it finishes dry and it like it's so clean, and I'm like, dude, this is not pour like a 9% beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were talking, and I'm like, he's like, yeah, I like it, but I want, he wants more like molasses, and he wants it to kind of be heavier and linger. And I'm like, well, how do you do that? And he's like, oh, I got to change the yeast. I got to get like a different yeast strand than what was being used here.
Okay.
Yeah. So then that led to a conversation. I'm like, this is a big score having, Will Turner, Goose Island's longest tenured brewer, right, at Clybourne. And then, he was a head pub brewer at Rev. So this is a big score for Open Outcry.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of, I think we talked about it when it happened.
Yeah.
I think elevates Open Outcry a little bit. Maybe the word hasn't gotten out as much as it should yet because the beers are just kind of starting to flow. But.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, how does something like this happen? I don't know if that's going to make it, Brad.
Oh, you're good. I'm pouring out more beer. Never know what's going to happen sometimes.
So I'm like, how did you end up here? I mean, obviously, we know he has ties to the area. He lives in that area. Mm-hmm. But I think the conversation was something like, hey, there was an employee who at the time was working down the street at Horse Thief Hallow. Mm-hmm. But she was looking to break away and do her own thing in Bridgeport. Right, open a brewery in Bridgeport. Okay. So she saw Will Turner at a party. She was like, "Hey, listen, I'm doing this thing in Bridgeport. I need you to roll with me, And Will's like, "I don't know, but keep in touch."
Right? Okay.
So then, things, the direction at Rev's taking a different turn. He meets this young lady again, but this time she's like the GM at Open Outcry.
Like, I did it. I wasn't all drunk and talk.
Right. She's like, well, I'm not doing my own thing, but I'm over here at Open Outcry.
Nice.
Right. And then Will, was just looking at the landscape, and he's like, you know what? This is a better fit for me. I'm out. So yeah. But it was that lady was the connection. I was always wondering like how he ended up at Open Outcry.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But it was a good time, man. We talked about we went up to the rooftop, but then also on like 106 and Western, there's like a strip mall across the street, and they've got a bid in for that strip mall, right?
Whoa.
And, yeah. So they want it to be like an event and party space.
Oh, and not like an expansion.
No, not like an expansion, but the 2 spots next door, they're looking to, they own, and I think they're going to move into.
Oh, shit.
Right?
So
or they're buying the next 2 spots.
So they're like crushing it out there.
Man, they're like, dude, we need more space. I think Will was saying he turned the bright tank into a fermenter because he needed more space to do his thing.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, so it sounds like they got some big expansion moves going on. And I think if you're gonna package, which that might be the thing too.
Right, yeah.
Right,
you can't roll just with the brew pub. You got to have some of that to go, right? Even if you're just selling at the pub.
Exactly. Yeah. But dude, this is a cool space, man. The space was always cool, And I went the first time, and it's like, yeah, they had to find their way. The very first time I went, like 3 years ago or whatever. But dude, I really love the Scotch Ale. I really love the Nitro Stout. Man. Even the barrel aged stuff.
Nitro Stout sounds good. It's almost St. Patrick's Day, and I got a trip to Ireland coming up, so some stouts sound good.
'Tis the season, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a good stop, man. That was a good stop. We caught him right before he was on his way to
Night of the Living Ales, which we didn't mention and we didn't attend. So.
Dude, I didn't realize it was going on until he said something.
Oh yeah, I've seen it pop up on Facebook. I just kept forgetting to mention it here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
good to see a Will Turner, man. One more note about Will Turner, man. Like, couple things. My favorite Will Turner story is that I'm I'm on Armitage and Western at like 5 in the morning, catching a bus.
Okay.
And there's this dude in all red, like in red motorcycle, red leather jacket, red helmet, and he's staring at me, and I'm staring at him, and I'm like, is he in the Yakuza? What the fuck's going on here? And then he like he opens his fucking visor, and it's Will Turner.
Oh,
I would assume he's on his way to Rev to go master.
Yeah.
Oh, but in Denver at JBF in 2015. Iron Chef Stephanie and her husband Gary Valentine, who we've had on the show a few times, they rented a house, and they were hosting people and throwing events at this house that they rented, Airbnb in Denver, and taking photos for their book. I think it was called like the Chef and the Brewer or something.
Okay.
Oh, but anyway, so I go for brunch, right? And I'm like, what is going on here? We are not worthy of this. And there's Iron Chef Stephanie's like making all this food. And then, but then we go back for dinner, and it's even more bizarre. It's like the Last Supper kind of long table kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
And the people that walk in, it's like, the sales team from Bell's and Matt Brindleson from Firestone Walker. And I'm sitting across from Will Turner the whole night, right? So, but it was such a cool event. And I was like, dude, I don't know what that was about, man. He was like, dude, that shit was fucking fun. But one thing I noticed is like brewers have this different mindset because he's a judge, right? And Gary's popping all these like beers from his cellar.
Right, yeah.
And then like, some beers come out, and Will's like, man, if this beer was in the competition, we'd throw this fucking beer out. It was like Duck Duck Goes from like
Sure, yeah.
or something, yeah.
It wasn't right, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't right. But it was cool. It was just cool to just be around like brewers and see how they think, Yeah. Oh, but yeah, I did that with Will Turner. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. And then you're right over there. You mentioned it for a minute, but you stopped in at Horsey Hallow.
Yeah, man.
You almost can't. You're always there.
You got to do the 1-2 step, man. I think it's 0.7 miles north on Western.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So I pop in for a couple on tap. I think the Annexation American IPA. I got down with that. Yeah, and I think I got a bite to eat there too.
Okay.
So yeah. But yeah, man, they are a 3-time JBF winner, 2-time World Beer Cup winner, and since they've been on the scene.
Damn.
Yeah, they're making a lot of classic styles, a lot of French, a lot of Belgian, a lot of American IPA stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're just really dialing in on like simple classic styles. So.
Cool. All right. Then, any other brew pubs? You hit a Peace.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Peace. Shout out to Cruz Blanca. Where else did we go? Oh, Tapster. I went to Tapster. Yeah. Which was that's the self-poured thing in Wicker Park.
No Rev Stop. No.
I didn't make it to Rev.
No Alarmist, no.
I thought, nah, man. But, I was like, dude, if I go to this Tapster thing and all I got is pint glasses, I'm walking back the fuck out.
Okay.
But because I went to, there's a thing called Beer Fest in Munster, and it's a self-tap thing, self-serving tap. Oh, but these guys had like, tulips and baby snifters, and, they had like 5 different options on the glassware,
legit.
So yeah, man. Cheers to Tapster, man. They got a nice space. All like dark wood in the front, and then in the back there's a fern room with a bunch of sunlight and shit like that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like adult swings and shit. It's cool.
Shit. All right, adult swings.
Man, the big leather straps you're hanging out. You can't really go back and forth, but you can get your side to side.
Some ball gags.
Did you say ball gags?
Yeah. Man, all right, Tapster. Cool. Any other stops?
No, man. Actually, I think that's it, man.
Nice. Any standouts then from all your hit ups? Best thing you drank?
Man. Dry Irish on Nitro. Irish on Nitro, man. Classic, chocolatey.
Yeah.
Fucking 4.3, fluffy goodness.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think I just I'm drinking some of the Belt and Suspender from Buckle Down.
Right.
That I had picked up when I was there.
Was that their pale?
Isn't their IPA? It's their IPA, yeah.
All right.
So that was probably, besides this Totally Jawsome, that was probably up there. It's just like, this is good. Man, I didn't drink any crazy nitros or sours or anything to blow my mind this past week.
Man, that porter BA blend from Haymarket, is right up there.
Okay.
I think because it just wasn't, it wasn't as dense, but it had all the flavor you wanted from a barrel aged stout.
Okay.
Almost like a whiskey and Coke, almost like an amazing handcrafted whiskey and Coke.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, I need to make it over to Haymarket. I've been thinking about the burger for a while. The Riot Burger is always good.
Yeah. Yeah, for a long time, man, that was our flagship stop when we did the tours. Yeah, the only stop that didn't change over 8 hours every week was Haymarket. Everything else was rotates.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Then what do we got coming up this week? What's happening? What's going on this weekend?
Man, let's talk about Thursday, which is the 7th
of March.
Man, already. Man, and today's Fat Tuesday, man.
Fat Tuesday.
Fat Tuesday. Ooh. Yeah. Thursday is barrel-aged moose knuckle night at Peace.
That's your jam.
Man.
You're there. Right?
Barley wine is life, Brad. Yeah, man. I remember.
You just went. You're gonna go again so soon?
Oh man, yeah, right. Like, but dude, I remember doing like live band karaoke off off Too Many Moose Knuckles one night.
Yeah, that'll happen. That's too many moose knuckles and too many camel toes. You get into danger at Peace.
Yeah, man. Like we were saying, I don't know if this is true, but we were asking, because we both went to Peace recently, and we're like, "Yo, what's up? Where's the camel toe?" And I swear the lady was like, "Yo, it's seasonal. We made it like 3 years ago." I was like, "Man, that's a hell of a season, man."
Yeah,
I
remember it like it was last week.
Like, I want camel toe right now.
Yeah. There are a few beers that like stick with you. I don't know. Camel toe is one of those beers where I can it's got the heather tips and just I remember it maybe because I had too many of them.
Camel toe
treated me right and wrong.
Had his way with me. So that's Thursday, man. Barrel-aged moose knuckle. That's 8 p.m. till close, man.
Okay. Nice.
That's Thursday. Saturday, out in the Burbs, man, in Downers Grove, Alter Beer is getting together with the Great American Cheese Society, and they're doing a beer and cheese pairing.
They're in Downers Grove, right?
Yeah, Alter is. Yeah. Yeah, they have a nice space. That's a $35 ticket on Saturday. Oh. Yeah, beer, cheese, and other snacks.
That's a stinky
yeah.
fest, right?
Stinky fest.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also, Saturday is the Chicago Beer Fest at.
Oh wow.
The
is that
museum.
The one at the? Okay.
Tickets are sold out, but it's happening. So you'd always check Craigslist or check some of the Facebook groups. Sometimes people can't make it, and there are tickets available.
Right. And then, of course, Sunday, Brad, is Stout Fest at Goose Island. Is this Sunday, March 10th? Yeah.
We didn't get invited? We got invited last year.
I don't know what's going on, man. What have we done?
We have been shunned from Goose Island. We spread all these rumors that, we're breaking news.
Shunned, I say.
They're mad at us. We didn't get invited. We double-headed it last year. We did FERC.
I remember this.
And then Stoutfest.
That was a fun day.
What's happened with What the FERC?
I don't know. What the FERC? I don't know anything about What the FERC.
Yeah, literally, What the FERC?
What's that at what is not Emporium, but headquarters. At
yeah.
headquarters, yeah. Yeah, what's up with that?
And what's up with Stoutfest not getting us on this?
I've heard nothing about Stoutfest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, they can go deep into the vault and bring out some really cool stuff.
Yeah, but I don't care about what Goose has.
Here we go.
I want to see what Little Beaver's got.
Yeah.
What Moore has. What, I don't know. Who else is there?
Right. I mean, with everybody.
Stands out.
Yeah, Saint Laurent was there last year. Microphone. Yeah, but in years past, it was a fundraiser for the Guild. But then, yeah, it's like one of the only times of the year where you see everybody else take over the taps at Goose Clybourne.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's always a good party. It's almost like, all right, it's really like the start of the season, kind of.
Right, yeah.
After that, the Dark Day tickets go on sale. A lot of times during this party, you had to choose, like, do I hang out at Stoutfest or do I sit in front of 8 computers and get Dark Day tickets? It was like that for a couple of years. I remember it being like that. Yeah, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to Stoutfest. We'll figure out that Dark Lord shit later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but that's this weekend, man, March 10th. Damn, March 10th already?
Yeah. St. Patrick's Day is the following weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Man.
Wait, St. Patrick's Day fall on a Saturday this year?
I will be
Or it's a Sunday this year?
In the house.
Yikes. Watch out. Watch out, kids.
I'm not going anywhere.
Are you going to try to go to Stoutfest even though We weren't invited?
We shall see. TBD.
If we weren't invited, does that mean we just don't go? If we weren't allowed to go?
What have you done, Brad?
Words are weapons.
Yeah, man.
All right, cool. So those are some fun events happening this weekend. You got Stout Fest, you got Chicago Beer Fest, you got cheese. Man, you got some good stuff happening.
Yeah, you got some good options, and we got it's always like you were in Warrenville this weekend.
Yeah.
Always good excuses to leave the city. Escape, occupy Chicago, go find something new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might do that again. Where should I head?
Yeah. You went to Tinley Park or something last time, right?
Yeah. I probably should go see one of my parents. Maybe go out that way. I haven't seen them since Christmas.
I mean, they are your parents, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Are they still alive? That is the question. I should probably go see them. Workforce is always a good stop.
I have yet to go there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I could do that. All right. We'll see what happens.
We shall see. Or we might end up at Stout Fest.
Yeah.
Who knows?
All right. Before we get out of here, what about some beer news? What's been happening?
Let's talk about some beer news, man. First of all, shout out to the city of Chicago. They turned 182 this week, man. The White Sox have been around for 119 of those years, in case anybody was wondering. Not that you were. We talked about the Day of the Living Ales earlier, right? Day and Night of Living Ales. That was at what? Empty Bottle? No, Open
Bottom
Lounge.
Empty bottle, open.
It was at the Empty Bottle. We sold 85 tickets. They have winners. Their little like champion category thing cracks me up because it's like there's runner up and then there's champion. Like those, like those are the awards. All right, so this was broken into low gravity and high gravity. The low gravity runner up was Domaine DuPage.
Huzzah! Look at that. It all comes together. We're drinking Two Brothers.
They're the yeah. Dare I say, Two Brothers underrated.
It was just cast Domaine DuPage. It wasn't Domaine DuPage with.
No, it was Domaine DuPage on cask. Here you go. Take it.
Guys.
Would you want them to put Totally Jawsome in fucking cask?
They phoned it in for cast for Day of the Living Ales, and then they go and they bust out some new cans.
Brad, when you're that big, you just got to remind people of what's already going on, I guess. I don't know. I don't work for...
They won with the staple, so...
They won with one of their flagship beers.
They won being like, just put that shit in the cask and send it to them. That's what went down. So I was like,
give them Prairie Path. We're out of Prairie Path. Give them Domaine DuPage. Yeah. All right. Oh, look, we won.
Or they're like, should we put that new one in here? Fuck that.
You see all these cans we got? They just spent $80K in cans. What's the matter with you?
We're going to make money on that. Give them Domaine DuPage.
Go home for the day, suggesting this dumb shit.
But they won.
Yeah. Oh, and champion is Maplewood, man.
Oh, they got second place.
Yeah, that's runner-up.
If they would have.
If only they put Prairie Path in. No. Champion in the low gravity was Maplewood, man. The Foeder aged sour.
Okay.
Man, they got some range over there at Maplewood, man.
Yeah, right?
Dude, I never go. I don't think sours at all. But we went to what was it? Last week it was the Vintage Ale Fest, and one of the beers that wasn't vintage was a Maplewood.
Okay.
Like low gravity, like a grisette or something. You Maplewood boys are doing all the things. Oh, but they were the champion in the low gravity.
Cool.
All right, high gravity. Runner up was Off Color.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
With what?
Emotional Men.
I don't know. They have a lot of beers.
Dude, I tried. Right? That's when we. I tried to find out what this beer was. I'm like, man, look, I'm done trying to figure out what the fuck this beer was. I did go to Off Color this week, man. Cheers to them. I only went for the cocktail. I went after Peace for a round of cocktails.
Looking up any beer is very hard.
Dude, beer is hard, man. Beer is hard. The champion beer in the high gravity was Temperance with La Sorpresa.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they had Cellarman Awards as well. Cellarman refers to like clarity and condition, like actual, like tangible quality of things that
not just tasteability.
Right. So the other two were like popular vote. This is the Cellarman Awards. The bronze was Spiteful, Farthing Dark Mild Ale.
Nice.
Right?
Okay.
The silver was All Rise for something called Hooligan.
Oh, cool. I haven't even been to All Rise in a long time.
It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah. And the gold was for Honkers Ale.
And this is a weird list when Dumaine DuPage and Honkers, which isn't made anymore.
Yeah.
wins.
But I mean, it speaks to
A beer that's not made anymore
Brad.
has won gold.
They don't package it anymore, Brad. They make it at the pub still.
That was probably what's his name? That's some old men over there voting and be like, oh, remember Honkers? We love this. Let's give it to that.
Like, dude, I can't find this beer at any of my bars, man. Let's just give it the award. We're sure that's not how it happened. This is Chicago Beer Society.
That's how it happened. I know. This is Honkers. Yeah. They're not going to make this anymore. Let's give it to it and stick it to everybody. Those guys would know what Honkers taste like.
Yeah, that's true. Oh.
This is why we're not invited to Stoutfest.
See, Brad, this is why we don't get into nothing, man. You know, what the fuck, man?
All right,
what else is in the news? Yo, there's a beer spot in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
It's called the Piva Beer Spot. So this is right off the expressway at what is 1000 North? Augusta. So like Augusta exit off 94 and Milwaukee. The Piva Beer Spa, they're all about like giving you like beer focused spa treatment. And yeah, I'll drink to that. So you can get a beer soak, you can get Hallow therapy. And I love like when you go to their website, they're talking about all the benefits of beer, how like it clears your skin, it opens your pores. So it's like, you know, look at this, man. Like barley contains an epidural growth factor along with moisturizing properties that can help keep your skin clear. Like they're really breaking down like why you should get into a tub of beer and soak in it, man. It improves damaged skin, you know, the whole nine. This is a trip.
All right.
Yeah, couples. I was looking
What
at
kind of beer?
Yeah, I'm very curious. I don't see that on the website. Maybe we should go sometime. No.
As a couple?
No. Should not go. If we could pull out two couples. But look at this. This couple thing is it's $2.90 an hour.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's like on the low end.
Oh, okay.
You can go all the way up to like $5.50 an hour.
That's a lot of beer.
It's a lot. Yeah, and that's the thing. They clean it out every time, and then they're filling it with beer. So
it's got to be like, what, 95% of people like drink a little bit while they're in there? Like if you're soaking, you're going to like take a little sip, right?
Yeah, right. And then the Egyptian pharaohs were known to be buried with beer, to take a pint or two with them in the afterlife. They talk about like the 6,000-year-old practice of beer. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, I'd never thought about going to a spa before, but the Piva Beer Spa is now online at Milwaukee and Augusta.
Nice. Yeah. Right, and then afterwards, you just walk over to Map Room. It's like right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Your favorite beer drinkers? Beer
Spot?
drinking spot. Everybody loves Map Room.
All right. Anything else before we get out of here?
Oh, yeah. Finally, USA Today is doing their annual 10 best readers poll. So they're doing the best brew pubs in America. They got like they got different categories too for festival and for brew pub. We'll just go over the brew pubs.
Okay.
And then there's 3 local brew pubs in the running for best brew pub nationally. Forbidden Root, Old Irving, and 18th Street are the local contestants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think I've been to all 3 of those. I mean, those are all solid options. Like, I don't disagree with this list.
I forget. I've only been to 18th Street a couple times, and I didn't realize they have food.
They got they got the Gary one, and then they got the one in Hammond.
Aren't they like the same?
Oh, it's like the same vibe. I think
same
one
town, basically.
No, they're kind of like the Gary one's kind of far. Like I've only been to Gary once.
Okay.
Like Gary's like out of the way.
Hammond, the one on the train tracks there.
That's Gary.
That's the Gary.
That's Gary. You can get there on the South Shore line,
okay.
But you it's like on the way to like South Bend, Indiana, where Notre Dame is.
Okay.
But Hammond is basically like 159th Street. Yeah.
So which one's in the running? Hammond?
It's got to be Hammond.
Okay.
Right? It's bigger, it's newer. There's a distillery now over there. So it's got to be that one. Oh, but there's your list for USA Today options. On the festival side, the only local fest was Fobab.
Okay, fair enough. Out of those 3, which one do you think would win? Should win locally if you just were picking those 3?
Man, that's tough. I like Forbidden Root. I'm at Forbidden Root the most.
Yeah. I would probably go Forbidden Fruit Root.
Oh.
I think their food offering and their beer offering is the most unique. Old Arena is like classic. It's good, classic brew pub, lunch kind of food.
Yeah, and I know that that's run by a chef. I think this was his first role as a brewer. Was Trevor at Old Irving.
Nice.
Yeah, and I know that Drew Fox mentioned that he had a chef's background too. Every time I've been to 18th Street, I enjoyed everything they were doing.
Did you get ramen at 18th Street?
I got ramen once. I was like, you know what, man? This works. I didn't know what to expect. I'm like, you know what? This works. Yeah. Oh. So those are 3 solid choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. That does it for news. That does it for events. We're almost out of Totally Jawsome, so we should get out of here.
Right on.
Nick, where can people find you, get in touch when we're not here?
Right on, man. I'm on Twitter at Nicosia.
And I'm on Twitter at BRAD. Chicago Beer Pass is on Twitter at Chicago Beer Pass. Instagram, we're always posting lots of photos. Nick was throwing them up the past week or 2 weeks with his adventures. So check that out, Chicago Beer Pass. And we'll be back next week with another episode. Take care.
Cheers.